You mentioned the unlimited plans there for a minute. So over the years, you've probably seen, I think you said you had an unlimited plan at one point that was for 3 months or so. Just since I've been in the industry, I've seen things like the 10th wash free. I've seen clean car guarantees. I've seen frequency discounts. The latest trend is these unlimited wash plans. Do you think that's something that's here to stay?
The unlimited monthly club is really here to stay. It's the most phenomenal thing I've seen since I've been in the industry. It's amazing when, for the operator owner, when they can stay open with one employee, which is probably salaried, and he's going to get paid anyway, or they stay open with an employee making $10 or $12 an hour, so it may cost $100 to pay the employee, and they could wash cars to the unlimited monthly clubs, and the only thing that's really costing them is the chemical cost, because, and maybe a little bit of utilities, but everything else, and they have to pay for anyway. They have to pay the lights and the insurance and the rent and taxes, and so it's amazing, and that the people, why shouldn't somebody join the club? You know, it's just a win-win for the owner, it's a win-win for the consumer, it's a win-win for the manufacturer, because if it wasn't for the express exterior really exploding, I don't know if there would be a healthy car wash industry today, because there were so many people in trouble, but now they have found that there's a simpler way to wash cars. If they keep it simple, that's the motto, is to keep it simple. And if they got enough money to do it, or enough for financing. On the negative side of that, like with any other good thing, it's overdone. And everybody thinks they could do it, and a lot of them do not need outside financing, so they either have their own money or they get investors, and they think it's just easy. In some cases, it is easy. A car wash that was built in El Segundo, California, nobody could understand why they're washing so many cars. I asked them, and they told me, they says, "You're the expert, tell me." I don't understand why they're washing so many cars. It was easy. And they built it to sell equipment and to showcase their equipment. It's worked on both ends. I believe they're selling more equipment, but the big thing is they're washing a phenomenal amount of cars, and it's not by accident. They wash them consistently. And so that's easy. But a lot of these that are being built today are not easy, and because of the free enterprise system, like the food chain, dry cleaners, and they're overdoing it, but that's the way it is in this country.
Again, off camera, we just were chatting a little bit about the idea that you mentioned that you see car washes where they're washing cars now on iffy days, where the day's not quite the pristine sunny day, but it's a little cloudy, or maybe even it's been raining off and on. Do you think that's unlimited car washing has influenced that?
Absolutely, because in some of these car washes, and if they're washing 15,000 cars a month, which is a realistic figure, probably 6,000 of them are unlimited monthly clubs. So you divide that into 4, and you've got 1,500 members. I know car washes that have 2,000 members. And they could almost tell you, I have 2,082 members, and they really keep track of it. And so, how are you going to satisfy these members? You say you could come in anytime you want, 7 days a week if you want. If you want to come in morning and night, that's fine, you know. And so, it's not the members' fault that it's drizzling. It's not the members' fault that it's going to rain. It's not the members' fault that it is raining. And so now they could stay open. That's all they need is one employee, and they're not going to wash 1,000 cars. So they stay open, and they satisfy the member. And probably on a rainy or a cloudy day or threatening, If they wash 200 cars, probably 190 of them are members. Because people that have to pay, you know, they usually don't get the car wash when the weatherman says there's a 60% chance of showers this afternoon. And so it's to satisfy your members. Well, somebody say, well, why are you doing that? What is the members doing for you? What is the members doing for you? I know car washes that are getting automatically credited into their checking account and through the debiting of customer credit cards on the anniversary date. I know operations that are getting over $20,000 a month per location, rain or shine. And so, if you want that member to continue the membership, because the member could cancel, in most cases now, anytime they want. They don't even need 30 days notice, they don't need a written notice. That's all they do is they just cancel.
So here's a scary question maybe. Since it maybe has since unlimited washing maybe has an effect on smoothing car wash volume. I'm saying smoothing, but keeping you busier on the bad days. Is that going to attract the big boys? Will the McDonald's and Starbucks look at our business and go, oh, this isn't so weather dependent as the last time I checked in on this business?
The big boys are already in the industry, and probably bigger than McDonald's. In Costco wholesale stores, and started this concept in a Seattle store, I don't know, several years ago. And a lot of us laughed at it because, you know, we thought, what do they know about the business? Well, they didn't know anything about the business, but they were smart enough to put the proper equipment in there. They were smart enough to listen, and they were smart enough to learn. They're pretty smart people, and Costco is a pretty successful chain, maybe second to Walmart. I don't know if they're second, but I know Walmart is ahead of them. And so they started building them, and now they got 9 of them open. They may have 10 of them open by now. I know of one under construction near where I live, and their plan is to build many more. And I met the man who's in charge of in the car wash division for Costco. He's employed by Costco, and I met him at one of the seminars, and I talked to him for about 15 to 20 minutes, and I walked away, and I was so totally impressed by this man. Everything he said made total sense. And I said to him, I said, I could better understand now your success. He said, well, it wasn't me, it was this. No, it was him. It was him. He really learned the business. He's responsible for it, and he's a big boy. Costco's a big boy. You got some other big boys coming in. Will McDonald's come in? I don't think so. I think they're smart enough to stay in the food business. Why would they come in? I don't know. I think they're #1 in fast food. In Starbucks, I don't think so, because this man is a genius at what he does. And I think because he's a genius, I think he's smart enough to stay in the coffee business and the latte business and get $4.50 for, a colored down cup of coffee. Yeah. And he gets it from me all the time. I can't pass the Starbucks, you know. In the airport, on the streets, I can't go buy a Starbucks. And every time I go, it's a $5 bill, you know.
I'm similar. Yeah, I do the same thing.
And if it's in the airport, it's $6. And then sometime I buy an oatmeal cookie, and sometimes it's $8. Yeah. And their cost on all of that may be 50 cents. I don't know. It may not be that much. Yeah. So these people know. But people like Costco, and years ago, long before Costco got into it, I got a call from somebody in Walmart's real estate department many years ago. I don't even remember how he found me. And he said, we're interested in, then there was no exteriors, you know, it was full service. We're interested in your industry. I said, why? He said, well, it brings in more traffic, and, you know, and you know, it's a traffic builder. I said, you have no idea of what you're getting into, you know. And so I talked to him for a long time, and then I heard Walmart's name come up again, but I don't know if Walmart ever get into it. But now that it's Express Exterior, they're certainly capable of getting. If Costco get into
Sure.
it, Walmart, who's the #1 retailer, I believe, in the country, they could certainly, and they got the room too.
Yeah.
Now, most of the places do not have gasoline like Costco, but Costco has got the advantage of the gasoline, and they got so much acreage that's not being used that they don't have to pay for the land. They already own the land, and they just cut a slice out of their asphalt somewhere near the gasoline facilities, way, way off the street. I mean, forget about the exposure. They don't have, car wash gasoline doesn't have any exposure, and they cut a piece out 150 feet long by 35 feet, and they put in the equipment, 150-foot tunnel, and now I think they're down 140 feet because they found out, realized that they don't need that extra 10 feet. And they put up an economy building, and they put their name on it, Costco Car Wash, with a very small sign, and they're doing phenomenal. With no exposure, no visibility, no vacuums, one price, take it or leave it, $7.95, and you can't feed the pay terminal without a Costco membership card.
Wow.
And so they have proven, and because of this concept, this model, they have proven that you don't have to be a genius, you don't have to be out in the street with exposure, we don't have to worry about demographics. Traffic count, we got our own traffic count. We got our own exposure, we got our own demographics, and this really ties into what we want. And when they put in the first 2 locations, I understand that the sales of their stores in these first 2 locations went up. And that's what motivated them to build #3 and #4 and #5. Are they all winners? They would probably say no, because maybe the weakest one is washing less than what they want. But they're certainly winners. We certainly think they're all winners. And how they do it without vacuums and one price, and dictate to their member that what they're doing is dictating to their member, and they're doing it magnificently. I just admire the job they're doing. And if a car wash is down the street or up the street from a Costco, they're going to get hurt.